Hello everyone, welcome to a very soggy Nottingham Hockey Centre today for Premier Division action. It's Beeston versus Reading. I'm Andy Day in the hot seat. Sitting next to me, Steve Musson. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Andy. Yes, fine, thank you.
Good stuff. Right, we will be building up towards the game, which again is starting at 2 o'clock today. We'll be giving you the team news and of course the league tables as well as keeping you up to speed with the goings on in the rest of the division. But before then, here's a few words from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Steve Parker from FHP Living, with the sales agents down here at Trent Beeston, a stunning mixed development of apartments and quality homes set directly on the riverfront. If you'd like any more information or to arrange a viewing, please contact us at the office or have a look on our website.
When you succeed,
we succeed.
so we listen.
We tailor. And we invest in you.
We are innovators.
We deliver results.
And world-class service.
We are always developing.
Learning and growing.
And getting better at what we do.
Supporting your business.
We make technology effortless.
And more than just a means to an end.
We're the team who serve.
And advise you.
All to help you achieve.
And surpass your goals.
We're super.
We're honest.
And go the extra mile.
We're winners.
And team players.
And together,
we're the managed service provider.
We're Air IT.
We're Air IT.
we're Air IT.
You're number one for IT and comms.
I played at the highest level for Holland since I was 17. First you start as a talented little girl and just go and play, and now you really have to carry the team. A lot of the media, they always write things about you, but it's not important. I know what I can do, and the people that I really care about, they always believed in me. And I've always been a fighter. Even when you think you can't go anymore, you just keep on going because of your team. My position in the field is important, but without the others, I'm a no one. Speed is very important. There isn't room for error actually. It's just me, opponents and my teammates. You have to give it your all, no mercy. Every competition we play, you just want to win. When you step on the podium, it's just the best feeling in the world. It is hard to dare and dream about winning, but we know if we play well, we can beat anyone.
Welcome back to live coverage. It's Beeston versus Reading. in the England Hockey Premier Division. It is a wet and miserable day, and wherever you're watching us, you're probably better off watching it on BeeTV than out there in person. But all apologies to those of you out in the rain. It's good to see your support, and it is most appreciated. It is Beeston versus Reading. Shall we have a quick look at what else is going on? You can see on the right side of your screen, first match underway today, East Grinstead versus Exeter University. Early goal for East Grinstead has eased the nerves there. It's a goal for Luke Emmett coming from a penalty corner in the 6th minute, so an early start for them. The other game starting at 2 o'clock today, Brooklands Manchester University versus Old Georgians. Old Georgians still undefeated. Later on today, Surbiton versus Holcombe, and a little bit later still, Hampstead and Westminster versus Wimbledon. To the left of your screen, you can see the table. Surbiton 5 from 5. Today's visitors, Reading, though, at the bottom end of the table. Just one draw to show from their 6 games so far. Will that affect the game that we see today, do you think?
Well, I think there's no doubt that both teams today need to get some points on the board. It's unfortunate to see Beeston and Reading down there. They've been arch competitors for many years. I'm still confident that both sides will get going as the season progresses. And each team has the same problem at the moment, and that's goal scoring. And so that's going to be a feature today, which players for which team can function in the D and put those either field goals or penalty corners in the net.
Indeed. Interestingly, most teams have scored most types of goal, because you've got a goal from open play, penalty corner goal, and the penalty stroke.
Yeah.
Reading are yet to score a penalty corner, which was very interesting to see, and we're 6 games into the season. So yeah, goals struggling to come from, but I think they're relatively well-matched teams today, and that tends to provide a good game.
I think it does. I think if you look at the fixtures that have gone before, and obviously the glaring one for Reading, which they'll care to forget, I imagine, is the opening game against Surbiton, where they were soundly beaten. But since then, they're very competitive, and a lot of the games with close score lines, just as Beeston have had. And so it's coming down to the fact that I think there's no natural goal scorer for either side, and most teams need to have 3 or 4 players who are capable of scoring 5, 6, 7 goals a season to get into this league. And you see that happening with Hampstead and Surbiton in particular, and then with a higher league side. So somebody for Beeston needs to start getting off the mark a bit more, and similar for Reading.
Indeed, a couple of changes in the starting 11s, but we'll come to the starting 11s. Well, here they are, actually. You can see Beeston have got Hodgman in goal, Marshall, Gleeson, Griffiths, Joe Sharp is captain, Hybel, Blomfield, Stephen Lawrence, Lucas Ward, and Chris Proctor, Matthew Cruikshanks. Reading have got Chris Wyver, the goalkeeper, Charlie Ellison, captain is Kieran O'Connell, Adam Miller, Max Heaver, Andrew Oxburgh, who's been in reasonably good goal scoring form in terms of the way Reading have been playing.
Yes.
Peter Scott, Lewis Giddens, Sam Welsh, Oscar Allen and Terry Huddiston. So those are your match day starting 11s.
Yep, and I think, as you mentioned there, the Andrew Oxburgh, who played some of his hockey at Beeston in the past, he's got 3 field goals, so somebody to just watch out for in the context of this game. And I'm keen to see Chris Proctor carry on with the form that he's been in, and we need him to be scoring goals today. And then obviously the presence of Elliot Hybel back for Beeston now with his short corner threat, I think will be important as well if Beeston can win corners.
It'll be Elliot Hybel's first appearance for Beeston this season. As if my stats are to be believed, I think they're absolutely bang on. Quick note about Reading's first game of the season. When I was preparing my stats, it became apparent that Reading started their first game of the season with just 10 players on the field. I thought my research was faulty, but it's true, which is a very odd way to start a season.
Earlier start than usual for the season, and it's all about getting registrations right and the pre-season training and everything, and I think they must have found that quite difficult.
Okie doke then. So that's this game coming up at 2 o'clock, which is just over 5 minutes time. We'll have a quick look at the goings on this very pitch last week when we saw Beeston play a fantastic win, their 2nd win in a row. This is the way the game panned out.
Another unbeaten side in Buckingham travelled to Beeston to face a home side buoyant from their first win of the season last time out. Let's join BeeTV for the best of the action.
Beeston to go down the channel, although that's come out really quite well. Turned over. It must be kept in play. It has been kept in play. Is there a runner in the circle to meet this ball? And that's not far away from Buckingham. It is crunched towards the goal. It's saved nicely from Cochrane and out of play. Played out of defence nicely, but it is 27. Heidi DeVay getting a stick on it. This is promising from Beeston. Hitting the floor. That's play still going on. That's across the face of goal. Beeston have started this quarter very lively. Taken nicely by Drummond. Finds the space and finds the stick of a teammate. A little bit congested to the right side of the Buckingham circle. And into the circle, Beeston go, tries to find a layoff. Can this be shot on goal? And there it is! Beeston have taken the lead. First goal of the game has gone the way of the home side. It's Beeston 1, Buckingham 0. Nottingham as Beeston go on the attack once again. That's a decent ball through. Can it be converted into a shot on goal? Goalkeepers come out. It's played in towards the goal and it's a long corner. Things are Edie. Ball in front of the goalkeeper. And that's a second for Beeston from close range. That is the second goal. Beeston 2, Buckingham 0. I wonder if she's the one who got the final touch. Let's look in. It is Mallion from very close range. Out towards midfield. Is there a black stick picking it up? It is. It's Robinson who's done very well to take the ball and lay it off. Robinson in towards the circle. Is she going to get on the end of this? This could be number 3. Goalkeeper does well to block the ball. Injecting it, lingering just outside, Zoe Shipley. Pop down, good goalkeeping, it's still live. Goalkeepers down again, and it's a repeat penalty corner. If this was me, I'd be asking the umpire, what's a ball, what's a stick, which way end up do I hold the stick? Just trying to waste those important seconds. Although those ball out of defence wasn't good, and it has invited a little bit of pressure. The ball's in the circle. It's in front of goal and it has been turned in. Buckingham are on the score sheet with just over 3 minutes to play. Beeston 2, Buckingham 1 from very close range indeed. Turned in front of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper taking an all-important couple of steps, I think. Number 12, Robin Gribble. Look at that press straight off the restart. And there it is. It is a win for Beeston. 2 from 2 for the team from Nottingham, and they've beaten the previous.
Sponsored by BestPartiesEver.com, Kyle Marshall. Number 6, sponsored by Trent College, Robbie Gleeson. Number 7, sponsored by the Beehive Hockey Shop, Gareth Griffiths. Number 8, sponsored by Repton School, Joe Sharp. Number 9, Blair Heidel. 11, sponsored by Daybrook Services Limited, Andy Croft. 12, Alex Blanfield. 15, sponsored by Grenade, Jonas Holtmans. 16, sponsored by Lawrence Trucks and Machinery, Stephen Lawrence. 17, sponsored by Lawrence Trucks and Machinery, Richard Lawrence. 18, Toby Stanley. 19, Lucas Wall. 21, sponsored by Office Donations, Chris Proctor. 23, Matthew Cockshanks. And 28, Stuart Cantwell. Representing Reading, number 1, goalkeeper Chris Wyver. 3, Charlie Emerson. 4, Kieran O'Connell. 5, Adam Miller. 7, Max Heaver. 9, Andrew Oxford. 10, Peter Scott. 12, Craig Falconer. 14, Lewis Gittins. 15, Connor Roberts. 17, Fred Newbold. 19, Jatinda Bachu. 20, Sam Welsh. 22, Oscar Allen. 25, Terry Canister. And 28, Jamie Williams. Come on, you lead.
And those are the matchday 16s read out to a very appreciative and I must say surprisingly busy spectator gallery on the far side today.
Yes,
very,
it's
very
building.
Good to see. So you're in the best seat in the house for watching Beeston versus Reading in the Premier Division of English hockey. I think we're in for a very good game today. Which player would stand out for you before we start playing?
Well, as I think I've mentioned, I think Andrew Oxborough for Reading. I think he needs to be marked closely to stop his goal scoring, and Chris Wyver in goal for them. And from Beeston's point of view, Chris Proctor and certainly Robbie Gleeson with the way that he's been playing midfield this season's been very strong, so looking forward to seeing him play today.
And we are off and underway. It's Reading in the light blue shirts versus Beeston in the black and yellow. So Reading attacking the car park end, Beeston approaching the boulevard end of the ground today. And it's Reading who've given away possession firstly, although it's been handed back to them by the umpire's whistle. Just in front of us here is umpire Perry. Switching it to the right side straight away. They're looking to get into the final quarter of the field. And it's quite an assured start in the first 30 seconds for Reading.
I think both sides have got the ability to create good build-up play. So I expect it to be really competitive in the open field part of the game. And it's going to come down, as we say, to what occurs in the D, really.
Good stop on the ball, but just nudged out of play, so it's turned over. It's a Reading ball on the left side as they are attacking the car park end. Aerial ball from the sideline into space, bounces once and is controlled in the air quite neatly. Fired along the floor and then flicked out of play for a Beeston sideline ball. It's been mostly Reading's ball so far in the first 60 seconds.
Yeah, they've had most of the possession. And Beeston actually benefiting today from getting Gareth Griffiths and Toby Stanley back after their trip to Malaysia for the Sultan of Johor tournament.
Indeed, and a successful trip it was as well. Chris Proctor going to ground and wins the free hit there, so Beeston can pile a few players forward.
Yeah.
Gleeson has the ball, gets us going again. This is the furthest Beeston have had possession of the ball. Opting to go down the left side, takes a nice little inside pass, although it doesn't connect, and Reading come away with it again under a lot of pressure over halfway, and it's nudged out of play. Reading ball.
I think in the early phase of the game, the most important thing you can do is go for periods of good possession, 5, 6, 7 passes strung together, and you don't want to be turning it over too quickly. And Beeston, having got into Reading's half, just turned it over a bit too quickly there.
Just in front of us. It's turned over again. Trying to find a way through. Reading very quickly into a press on defence, attacking a very attacking form of defence from Reading, trying to win the ball back high.
Yeah, very aggressive.
They've done that there. They're very close to doing that. It is a Beeston ball after all.
Yeah, you're completely reliant on your basics when you press as hard as that, and Beeston did reasonably well there just to make sure that their passes were accurate and were picked up well.
See Joe Sharp there, he's the captain. Recently got the captain's armband, nice ball forward for him. Beeston really pressing towards the baseline, and it's been turned over by the umpire's whistle again. Elliot Heibel, we noted, is his first appearance of the season. He's been playing abroad, hasn't he?
Yeah, been playing in Germany. I think he's a seriously good player for Beeston. He's good on corners, very competitive, something that we're glad to see him back in the team now. And he's good on his penalty corners, so hopefully Beeston will win enough for him to show his skills.
3 minutes into the game. It's Beeston 0, Reading 0. Reading have had the upper hand, but we're still waiting that first goal-scoring opportunity. Ball's not been in either circle yet.
Yeah, nice patient work from Reading. They're passing it around very well and connecting well.
Beeston could come away with it here, but it's been turned over in midfield. Reading finding a way through. It's been burgled back from Reading's possession by Beeston, and they've got a free hit and can come out of defence. I thought it was going to go over. That's a risky one in front of defence, although calm heads prevail, and finally slightly out of more harm's way from a Beeston perspective, and this could open up quite nicely. Over halfway they go.
Yeah, nice way of escaping there. Beeston have done that very well.
Indeed, Robbie Gleeson into the final quarter of the field, slides the ball into the air. It's been popped up. Play still comes on. Appeal for a free hit, and it has come off a Reading body, and it is Beeston to apply more pressure. Down the left-hand side goes Chris Proctor in towards the circle. It's loose. Back into the circle again. And out for a long corner as indicated by the umpire.
Yeah, ball flying around a bit there and nobody really got in control of it, but good position for Beeston to be in now, so they need to build a good attack from here.
Lucas Ward, number 19, is on the ball. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go direct. He's gone out to the right-hand side. Again, thought about that early ball in, try and get a flick, and it's another free hit from a better position this time.
Yeah, about all that Lucas could do there, really. He was a bit trapped in the corner, but it's given Beeston possession again in a good position.
Just outside the circle, but this time all the way through.
So those little moments there, that was a good little phase of play for Beeston, but the final trap on the edge of the D was missed, and of course then all of a sudden your momentum is lost.
Reading taking a few moments to calm things down. 5 minutes completed. Still awaiting that first clear goal scoring opportunity. Out to the right hand side in front of the dugouts. And bounces a couple of times and out of play.
I think that's what you would call a half court press there from Beeston. There wasn't a Beeston player anywhere near the halfway line even.
Well, I think it's relatively successful, although that's a little bit of a miscontrol. Captain Sharp, he comes off the toe end of his stick and out of play. Reading, although he's done very well to win possession back, making recovery from that mistake. Beeston having to go back to come forward here. And space is opening up just in front of us here. There was an option to try and find Alex Blumfield, and here he is. He picks up the ball. He's making his way towards the circle. Heibel with a shot, and he slides, and that's gone against the Beeston attacker. Reading ball.
Yeah, just not quite in control. It was a good counter-attack from Beeston. Some good position in the passing.
We're saying in the preamble that these are two well-matched teams. Admittedly, they are two teams towards the bottom end of the division, but the stakes are quite high, and that's leading to the occasional mistake, but it's also a well-matched game today.
I think both teams have had games they think they could have got more points out of because they've been competitive in them. Beeston, particularly against Brooklands, was a game where they should have picked up a point or even three. And so this will be competitive.
Thrills and spills. As I said, you are in the box seat courtesy of BeeTV today, watching Beeston versus Reading in the Premier Division of English hockey. And you're in the box seat because it's a very, very wet and horrible day. I suppose there's an awful lot of people watching in the bar today. Chris Proctor picks up the ball here, makes his way towards the right-hand side. Good pass, and he's back inside again. Proctor again plays it off the goalkeeper, and another good save from close range. And the umpire has spotted a foot there.
Yeah.
Very, very good aggressive play from Beeston.
Well, this is the sort of thing that Chris Proctor can bring to the game. His running with the ball is very good indeed. Causes defences to have question marks about how to defend and who to mark, and his pass off to Elliot Heibel is very good.
I like the way he continued his run there. Goalkeeper did well to get down low, and again a save with the left glove. And I didn't quite see the foot on the replay, but we'll take the umpire's word for it. A lot closer than I am.
Now, the only point I would make about that, Andy, is that we've talked about sides needing goals. There's a goal-scoring opportunity there in open play, which I think other players in other clubs might have taken. Beeston have the short corner, but they could have been in the lead.
Indeed, we were talking a few moments ago about Elliot Heibel. He's lingering along the edge of the area. Here he is, and that's low and wide, and it was that player who got the connection with the ball.
Yes, yeah. Hit the target. You must always hit the target with you.
Joe Sharp's done very well to steal the ball back. Reading under pressure here. Beeston pouring forward, looking for that pass into space. Going back to come forward. Gleeson. Things are opening up for him here. It pops, and that's it. The player
in the face,
stopped.
I think.
Part of me wouldn't mind seeing that again just to see exactly how that occurred, but part of me doesn't want to see it again, but we are going to see
deflection, I think, off a Reading player's stick. Has seen that rise into the player's face or top of his head.
Indeed, it does come off the Reading stick.
One of those things you can do little about. It amazes me how few injuries you do see in the game of hockey really at this level. But occasionally, if you get deflections like that, there's nothing you can do about it.
Players receiving treatment on the field, we're probably not going to show you that, but the does look like it's a very slightly less than inconsequential injury to the player, so we'll keep a close eye on that. It looks like we'll have a delay in play for some time.
Bit of concern with that one, I think, just looking at people around the Reading player.
Quick look at the other fixtures that are coming up for both teams while both teams are currently off. The next few fixtures for Beeston, mostly it's away from home. It's away to Holcombe next weekend, then away to the University of Exeter, then away to East Grinstead. That takes us into December the 1st, where a home game against Brooklands Manchester University is the next game on BeeTV for the men. Reading are then the return visitors for Beeston. That's the end of the first half of the season.
Yeah, it's unusual to see so many away games on the trot, but that balances itself out after Christmas with a number of home fixtures for Beeston.
And this is the way Reading's next few fixtures line up. It's home to East Grinstead on the 9th of November. Brooklands Manchester University versus Reading is their next game, and then away to Surbiton. Of course, the home game for Reading Surbiton didn't come out too good for the team from Sonning Lane. Then hosting Old Georgians, and then of course, as we mentioned, Reading Beeston is the 8th of December. So some very important fixtures, particularly for Reading in that.
Yes, yeah.
And some very tricky ones as well. We're still waiting for a resumption in play. It is a very nasty looking head injury. The doctors are currently still doing what they can. The player is at least sitting up, which is a good sign, but we're obviously not going to show you that. There'll be a delay in play until we get that back up and running. So what shall we do? We'll have a look at the other games which are currently in progress. There was a game starting earlier today, which was the 1:30 game, East Grinstead versus Exeter University. Just the one goal in that one. And the match starting at 2, Brooklands Manchester University Old Georgians. That one is currently goalless. They're 12 minutes into that one. Obviously play stopped here, which is why we're behind the clock.
I think that's a good position for East Grinstead at the moment. They'll want to make sure that they get that fixture firmly under their belt to put them up onto 9 points. So again, they're another side in this part of the league that are looking to escape into the middle and above. The league very much split in half, 5 and 5 at the moment, I think, and so anybody who can find their way from 6th and 7th into that top 5 is going to feel quite comfortable about things.
Indeed. Well, we're still waiting for clearance for play to restart. The player hasn't left the field and still is receiving treatment. It's currently goalless, Beeston 0, Reading 0, and if you're just joining us, you've missed a bright start. Reading starting the better of the team, Beeston then really storming into getting their noses in front in terms of the game.
Yeah, I think the games we've watched previously have seen Beeston be busy right from the start. Reading had that edge, but it was only for 3 or 4 minutes, and I think Beeston have settled into some decent counter-attack play. They've obviously had the chance which resulted in a penalty corner, but I do feel they could have had a better effort at making that a goal, a field goal, because the opportunities were there, and that's the way they're going to have to play it. The use of Chris Proctor and Robbie Gleeson to get into those dangerous positions is crucial to them.
Just while we are paused here, next weekend at this time, all eyes will be on Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. It's Great Britain's men and women in action. The men versus Malaysia, the women against Chile, both days, and you can get your tickets for that event at beestonhockeyclub.com/Olympic qualifiers. You too can cheer on Great Britain as they look to secure their places at Tokyo 2020. One more time. For your seats, Great Britain's women versus Chile, Great Britain's men versus Malaysia, head to beestonhockeyclub.com/Olympic qualifiers. As the music comes to a close, we're just making sure that everything is right. I think we've got a little bit of a mopping up job happening here because the looks like there's been some blood on the field. Andy Smith, I think, is doing the necessary there to make sure everything is suitable to carry on.
Yeah, Andy's drawn that job for a few years now, so he knows what he's doing.
Indeed. So what will be the restart here? It is going to be Beeston that have the possession. As disappointing as it is from a Reading perspective, it's your player that's got seriously injured, and of course if there's any update we will bring that to you. It is going to be a Beeston restart, and we should be back up and running now. Yes, clock is running. and it's gone all the way through.
Decent effort in terms of getting the ball into the D. A 2-pass entry was quite useful, but the Beeston players on the post, I think, could have been a bit more alert to that.
When you've got a delay like that as a player, what's it like to get back into the game? Everyone has spent 8 minutes at high intensity, and then there's an unexpected break in play. How do you
Well, I
get
think
back into
that's where the discipline and the responsibility of the individual comes into play, and they have to be good at things like that. There are things that happen which are unusual, and you need to be sharp and ready to go instantly.
It's Beeston that have settled with possession in defence at the moment. Joe Sharp is looking for the ball in the middle, but he's being effectively shepherded out of the game there. Nice little tap and go. Ball rolls out of play. Toby Stanley there, that's the first time I mentioned him in this game. Reading take the ball over halfway. Looks to go out to the right-hand side. The ball is currently with number 10, Peter Scott. 3 England caps, Peter Scott, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. And still Reading back to feeding it around quite nicely.
Nice interception, nicely picked up there. Robbie Gleeson, number 6, plays it forward to number 15 for Beeston, Jonas Holtmans. And gets another important touch on that one to stop a little bit of the
another
break.
little crucial pickup, which if Jonas had done that slightly better, the possession would have been higher up the pitch. It's been a turnover. The ball threaded through from Robbie Gleeson, just mistrapped.
And that one has gone all the way through.
Yeah, decent pressure from Richard Lawrence there has led to a miss from the Reading defender.
Looks like the players are fetching their own match balls today. If I was a ball patrol, I wouldn't fancy being out there today. We're very fortunate in the chapel. And that's another turnover. I thought it was going to be another turnover, but possession's been given away of Reading from the umpire's whistle. Quarters we've got today, so we'll have a break at 17 and a half. There's a slip there. Hopefully, that's almost to exactly the point where the play went down.
Good
Proctor.
pinch.
Can he slide the pass in? Yes, this is a shooting opportunity through the goalkeeper and into the back. I thought it was almost all the way through, long corner. I'm sure that hit the goal.
It did look like it, didn't it? It's sometimes the angle that we have is not the best here, but
I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I'm sure that hit the backboard. Why? But none of the players are celebrating.
No.
And obviously they're a lot closer to it than us.
Just another one of those little moments that we talked about a while ago. You know, these opportunities. That's the sort of shot that needed to be absolutely finished.
Would you have possibly gone high there or tried to draw the keeper out a bit more?
I think a good, powerful, accurate shot there was probably what was needed. It was literally one-on-one with the keeper.
If we can talk to our match director at half-time, I wouldn't mind seeing that again, just to see exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But we'll get on with that. Here come Beeston again, steaming forward. Holtmans does well to win a long corner for Beeston. Reading have faded somewhat.
Yeah, there's no shortage of opportunities for Beeston to get into the D. We just need to make something of it.
And again, they have the favour of the ball. Toby Stanley with it. Will he go direct? Will he go short? I think he's looking for that pass, but he has find a little bit of a trick. It's popped up in the air. And it's another Beeston ball, this time from another little closer possession.
Looking for the movement in the D by the keeper now, because there's a chance for this to be put across.
It's low. There's a bit of a crowd scene, and Reading look to clear. It's nicely trapped. Yeah. Nicely done, Jatinder Bachu, and here he is with the ball. Taken off a Beeston stick for a Reading ball on halfway.
Yeah, they did well to get that pressure away. A couple of an accurate back stick pass and a good pickup has taken it away from the danger zone.
Falconer. Across the back for Reading. Trying to stretch Beeston. There's a good crispness to the Reading passing when they get it going.
Yeah, this is a strength for them at the moment. They've been in control of this phase of the game. Although that is good from the pressing perspective for Beeston. It is a Reading free hit. They've gone backwards and back over halfway. Griffiths with a little touch on the ball there, successful in the Sultan of Johor Cup
last weekend. We had a good look at that here, didn't we?
Yep, we did.
It's Great Britain's junior team beating India with almost the final touch of the game in the final.
Yeah, fascinating tournament that. It's been a very good tournament for Great Britain under 21s in the last 2 or 3 years.
Space opening up at the back here. Stanley trying to find a way through for
I was talking to Stephen Wood before today's game. He was talking about the Wimbledon game last week. Just come back to that in a minute.
Yes, break on here for Beeston. That's opened up nicely. Oh, and a little bit of a miscontrol from Stuart Kent. Well, incredible record at junior levels, and that may have opened up for, I think, his first, surely should have been a Premier League goal.
These are the moments. These are the little moments that matter. Can you get on the end of that and create a goal-scoring opportunity for yourself? And as I say, this was Stephen Wood's point last week. He feels that Beeston's build-up play and counter-attack is good, but they're missing opportunities to finish.
Indeed. Just on that note, I've had a quick look at the replay. I've had it waved in front of my face quite brilliantly. And it'll be on Twitter if you want to see exactly what happened. But now we know why the ball didn't go in the goal. If you want to see that replay, you can keep this window open wherever you're watching. Have a look at the official BHC, and that video is going up on Twitter now. There you go, there's a teaser. Reading under pressure again, it's stolen. Cantwell goes forward with the ball. Flicked up out of defence, Reading have it. And it's all gone a little bit chaotic. And is this the kind of game that Beeston will thrive in? Are they a team that have an idea for a strategy, and if the game suddenly changes, is it going to work for them?
Well, there's no doubt that Beeston can create counter-attacks off mistakes in these kind of situations. But as I say, I keep going back to the same point, really. It's what they do after that.
It's opened up here, and that's popped in front of goal. Important touch.
Penalty corner. Found a foot in the D.
Oh dear. Let's have a look at that again, and how quickly it went from being in a relatively safe position from a Beeston perspective straight through the middle. That first time ball all the way through. Nice disguise. And there is the all-important foot.
Yeah.
Umpire.
Shows how quickly the game can turn. That was, again, 3-4 seconds from one end to the other.
Indeed, I was impressed at the. I wonder if the player got a shout, or whether that was intended for always as a lead.
The lead,
that was
yes,
really nicely done. So, as we were saying, Reading yet to score a penalty corner this season. That's no guarantee
that this is.
Yeah,
yes.
That's almost like they're guaranteed to score this one, but we'll see how this one pans out. So who would be the most likely takers? We've got around the edge, we've got Charlie Ellison. We can see Captain Kieran O'Connell also lingering around the edge of the circle. So those are the two most likely players, because they're the two furthest back. So let's see how this one plays out. To inject the ball. That's the number on the shirt on the back. I can't make that out, I'm afraid, but we'll wait to see how this one plays out. Here's Reading's first penalty corner of the game. Fired in, and then it is into the goal. And it is Charlie Ellison with the opening goal for the away side.
Well, the commentary kiss of death, I think, there, Andy. That's a very nicely taken corner.
Talk us through it.
Injection again, it's all on the injection, nice and accurate and powerful. Gave the trapper and the flicker a lot of time, and he's got hold of that nicely across the face of the goal and across Simon Hujwan.
Nice angle, nice direction on it. It is the final touch of the ball in the quarter as well. You can see we've reached 17.5 minutes. What a time to score for the away side. Yeah,
well, after the opportunities that Beeston have had, they'll be disappointed with that. It's really the only time that I think Reading have caused any kind of a problem, and of course they've got a goal from it, so that's extremely disappointing. Unless, of course, you're a Reading supporter, which we're very happy with that.
Indeed, there are. If we have a look along the, I think we do have a couple of Reading supporters here. We do also probably have a bonus contingent of Reading supporters. If you're not already aware, the football match down the road at the City Ground, which is Nottingham Forest versus Reading Football Club, that's off due to the rain, which you can see in the air. So we may be expecting an influx of temporary hockey fans here from Reading and also Nottingham Forest. So
2,500 travelling fans for Reading, so I wonder
yep.
if they'll all come.
We'll see them pack out the spectator gallery here. So Charlie Ellison's penalty corner, the difference between the two sides as the first quarter is now in the history books, and the second quarter is about to begin.
I wonder how Simon Hudgwan will have felt about that, really, because it was, whilst it was a good flick and a good accurate flick, it was at a sort of half height. But of course he's only got the option really in those situations which is crossing his body to make the stick save, so if it doesn't connect then it's in the back of the net.
Indeed, maths is all important here. That goal takes Reading above Beeston in the table as things stand.
Yes.
So if that's not an incentive for Beeston to find an equaliser, then surely nothing is. Fired forward, just in front of us here. That's nicely taken and tapped out of play off a Reading stick. Beeston ball just in front of us here in the chapel.
There can be often a bonus from having a steady, organised build-up, which is what Reading have been doing, just waiting for that moment, and a penalty corner is an obvious thing that crops up in hockey, and they've taken that opportunity very well.
That's a little bit unfortunate from a Reading perspective. They've turned over possession quite cheaply there. Beeston, what can they make of it? Considered possession.
I think at the moment they've got to carry on with creating these counter-attack opportunities. There's obviously plenty of time in the game to get back into it. They'll want to do that as soon as possible.
A lot of pressure here in that quarter of the field, and things have turned over. Griffiths looking to get a little something on that ball but couldn't, and Reading could be turned over here. Ball through. Good tussle for it right in the corner. Once again, no corner flags today. The corner flags nice and dry in with us here in the chapel. Best place for them.
This build-up play in the final third for Beeston is going to be such a key feature of this game. Reading have looked quite solid at the moment. They've defended well against any of the counter-attacks that Beeston have created. Beeston a couple of times stuck in corners, which is not very helpful. There needs to be more open play than that.
That's another little bit of a turnover and a dangerous possession place here. Reading really trying to force the issue, and they've won possession through a free hit.
The last thing you want when you're struggling a bit is a sort of a half-hearted pass that's not really directed at anybody, because it's just going to be a turnover.
It leaves you flat-footed, doesn't it? You can't adjust yourself. Umpire Lee Barron wanted the ball played there, so that's where we've got it, and that's bounced off a player, and it's going to be a Beeston clearing sideline ball.
He's caught in the hook of his stick, I think, and he's seen that off the sideline. But it's this clinical play that's going to matter for Beeston, and it's a team of young lads, and that bit of experience is not there at the moment. It will be.
Nice pass out to the left. A couple of players continuing there, running to the circle. Can maybe found again.
Good defence.
Good defensive work from Reading, stepping in at just the right moment. Timing was everything there. Aerial ball out of defence, picked out, nicely done. It's fallen kindly for Lucas Ward. Lucas Ward, though, in turn, wins it back again. There's so many changes of possession, it's difficult to keep on top of it.
You can see, anybody watching this can see that these little moments where you're not quite in control, trying to run through 2 or 3 Reading players, it's not going to work.
Attempted aerial definitely didn't work there. Blumfield plays it inside, and that again is also turned over. It seems a little bit early in the season to say it's a must-win, but we are at a third of the way through the season as things stand, and things are starting. The pressure's starting to get more intense.
I think you have to plan those fixtures where you think you can get results and grind them out. Really, Reading are taking that view as well.
Long corner for the Reading visitors in blue. Going back, you can see the wind and the rain today, making it ideal conditions. That's a lofted ball which has fallen foul of the umpire.
Again, quite a decent build-up by Reading. They're feeding the ball around nicely. If Beeston are going to combat this at all, they've got to do the same and make sure that they cut out these midfield turnovers.
Sharp, the captain.
Surrounded by 4 Reading players and no way out to pass it away.
He's been fortunate there. I was just waiting for the outcome of the umpire's whistle. The umpire telling everyone to just calm down a little. Good advice.
That's the way to get out of those tight areas. It's got to be quick and accurate.
And very quick. Sideline ball. Chris Proctor's the closest to it. And plays the self-pass and continues his run. It's fallen kindly for him. Player goes to ground. And that is a penalty corner for Beeston. Second for game for them.
Been pushed over, I think, there. So that's, as the Reading defender stepped out, he's fouled the Beeston player. And that's the second penalty corner for Beeston.
I do like the directness of Chris Proctor. It's something that Beeston haven't really been seeing an awful lot of elsewhere in the field. And there you go. And very...
Well, Beeston will be looking forward to the arrival of a young Australian guy who's, I think, joining next week, Elliot Barton, who's coming to the club from Westside Wolves in Perth.
Indeed.
And he's a striker, very much in the mould of Chris Proctor, so have a good look at him from next week onwards.
Indeed, 22 years of age at the start of the season. Let's see what he can bring to the party. Beeston's second penalty corner of the game. Reading are set on the line. Proctor, I would be my favourite, I think, to take this. A little shuffle to the left. It won't be Proctor. Is fired in. Good goalkeeping and popped away. Chris Wyvert going low to kick the ball out of harm's way.
Yeah, Elliot Tyball not quite getting hold of these first 2 corners yet. Fairly easy pickings for Reading in goal.
Shot ball forward, bounces once and out of play. Ambitious, direct, not quite the right route.
The directness is fine, it's just got to be executed properly, because otherwise we've seen that twice now with a Reading cross and Robbie Gleeson's attempt to feed the ball forward, just getting under it.
If you're a Reading follower and you're watching a game at home or wherever you are in the world for that matter, interested to know, if you're a regular watcher, why Adam Pescott didn't feature today for Reading, number 27. He's featured in all of the games so far. Why not today? I wonder if you can give us some insight on that one. Tweet us and let us know. Once again, play held up for a whistle. 25 minutes gone. It's a very quick moving game, this one. Can't quite believe we've had 25 minutes already.
The ball, again, another example, the ball fed into a player in the middle of the park, but instantly surrounded by at least 3 Reading defenders. Very difficult to get out of those situations.
Bumped along the floor, taken nicely, and then picked off by Jonas Holtmans. Holtmans goes through a crowd scene, and in turn is picked off again.
It's the same pattern, I think, really. Same, guilty of the same errors, just running the ball into Reading defenders.
Thatcher has the ball taken off him. There's an awful lot of black shirts there in the Beeston defence, but they are coming forward. There's 2 runners to the right, but they've gone central, and that may have not been the right decision to make.
The intent's always good to see that flowing game through the middle of the park, but can't leave it to pass as loose as that.
Gittins ball forward, the player had already gone, so that was never going to reach him. Beeston ball on the sideline.
I think the patterns have become quite obvious. Reading steady build up, looking for mistakes from Beeston, and Beeston continuing to work with this counter-attack in the hope that one of them will come off.
The transition from midfield to forwards, it seems like they're not quite on the same wavelength
No.
for the Beeston team.
Such an important part of the game, those connections between the lanes.
Oh,
That's
nicely
a very good
picked
pick-up.
Gleeson doing very well indeed. He's done great, and that's unfortunate because he played it off his own foot there.
He had a lot to do. He was travelling at pace, and the ball never quite under control. Nearly got away with it.
Reading taking their time, building from the back.
This is a bit of Reading's strength at the moment, and I think if Beeston are going to play an attacking and progressive game, they've got to upset this transfer work that Reading do.
So more one-on-one on the press rather than a press by area.
Yeah, I think it's important that the turnover happens close to the Reading D.
This could develop into something decent here for Beeston. They've won the ball back in a decent position, and they have sent a few players further forward who are out of your picture at the moment. They're lingering with intent. In fact, you can see that ball has found one of them, and it has found Chris Proctor. Proctor does well and earns a long corner, if my reading of the umpire signals is correct.
Yeah.
Griffiths.
One of Chris Proctor's strengths now. He does pick the ball up well, leads onto it very nicely and collects it well.
Thought it was going to be a tap and go. It has gone forward. Reading foot in the way. Play continues. Quicker from Beeston.
And that's what they need to do. They've got to get transfers in play really quickly to create the maximum space.
So close. Robbie Gleeson did very well and just underweighted that ball forward and given possession away. Reading
Very
flying
good.
forward through Gittins. Gittins here. Drives the ball across the face of goal, and that's been turned in for two.
That has
Reading.
to be classed as a very good goal. They've done everything right there. The speed of the pass, the awareness of where the next pass was going to be to, and the cross flat and accurate.
Indeed, Gittins' pass was fantastic, and it's been turned in by Andrew Oxford, number 9. Let's look at that ball again. First time, great throughout the
Very
goalkeeper.
good goal. Very good goal. The little dump ball in the middle of the pitch that opens up acres of space. So Beeston up against it now.
Very much so, at two very good times to score. It is Beeston 0, Reading 2, opening the scoring from penalty corner, Charlie Ellison, and adding the second. It's Andrew Oxford from open play. Terrific stuff from the visitors, and real trouble for Beeston.
I can't fault Reading's tactics on this because they've been prepared to wait, patient build-up, stringing together lots of passes, not rushing things, and then take an opportunity when it creates itself.
Now, is the danger here overdoing it from Beeston? They still need to be measured and controlled.
They do. They've got to have a good game plan and be patient themselves.
Trickled all the way through. Last player to play the ball.
They need to remember, at a 2-0 scoreline, if you can get that one goal back, all of a sudden the tempo can change in your favour. But what they can't afford now is to give anything else away.
My usual question at the start of the second half is, what do the coaches say to the players at half-time? Well, we'll try and do that one in advance.
Yes.
What would you do differently? How would you tell the Beeston 16 to do differently?
Well, I think it's a case of, despite the fact that they've had all this counter-attack play, they've got to look after the ball a lot better. It's been far too easily turned over to Reading. And Reading have been expecting that to happen, which is why they've been prepared to play patiently. The runs are good from the likes of Robbie Gleeson and Chris Proctor, but other players in the group have got to make sure they keep the ball for themselves.
Sharp does very well, maintains the move going forward. Switched out to the left. Pressure starting to build from a Beeston perspective. Nice chop. And that's shot towards the goal, and that is in. That is the first goal for Beeston. Terrific goal, low and hard into the goal. Beeston 1, Reading 2.
And of all the counter-attacks, that's the first time that Beeston have actually trapped the ball cleanly in the D. And Chris Proctor, who we've already talked about a number of times, has been on form from these sorts of situations. Good bit of skill to get that over the Reading defender's stick.
Really, really good finish. And if you're watching this one at home, this is turning into a bit of a decent game now. If you're a neutral, you'll love this. If you've got a stake in either Beeston or Reading, this one could be quite nervy until the end of the game. This is BeeTV. This is live Premier Division hockey. Beeston 1, Reading 2 on a soggy Saturday afternoon. Chris Proctor credited with a goal.
Great finish, great finish. He's hit that so well. But this is the thing that you like to see from hockey as a sport generally. If you get competitive games like this, there's often a number of goals and it's exciting. Anybody's game, as you say, for a neutral fan, good to watch.
Lovely finish. The 2 goals from open play have been very, very good.
Excellent.
Nice control in the air. It's popped down into the circle. Reading have the possession of the ball.
Wasn't a clean takedown, but it was worth a go because Gareth Griffiths was in quite a bit of space there. So as we say, Andy, that getting that goal back has made a big difference to the game and to Beeston's tempo.
Well, it's certainly changed that team talk.
Yes, it has.
Proctor's ball through. I'm sure that comes off a foot, and he has been rewarded with it. Proctor goes forward again. He's been stopped with a stick on the floor. Beeston just not quite happening there.
No, I think it was all a bit too tight. I think that might have been one of those phases where it was worth waiting a little bit to set up rather than to just rush it. The self-pass encourages you to restart quickly, but sometimes you need to think through how quick that restart should be.
Indeed. A couple of substitutions for Beeston going on, just a continual turnover of players. I think everyone's now been on the field.
A really good time to look for a penalty corner now if Beeston want to get back to this just before half-time.
Aerial ball forward. Tapped out of play.
That's very near to the defender. Forwards close the defender's space there, and obviously that's the defender's honour there, so he's got a chance to take that away.
Have we lost the ball? Is that what we're waiting for?
It's left the cage, yes. There we go.
There we go, that's it. Absolute proof that there aren't a ball patrolling today. Interestingly, the player who has a 0 on his back, is that the player who had the head injury a few moments ago and has now? Or am I misreading something?
I've not spotted that, Andy. I don't know. Let's have a look.
I'm sure that's a 0, but we'll have a look. I'm sure that, in fact, yes, just in front of us there, that's a 0.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Now this is a crucial moment.
It's into the circle again for Beeston. Goalkeeper coming out a long way. Sees that one all the way through. 60 seconds to play on our match clock. Beeston 1, Reading 2. Bubbling up into a decent game, this one. I think everyone will be very glad to get inside for a little bit of a rest and probably a little bit of warmth, because it is a horrible day here. Good battling in the middle of the field from Beeston. They have it. 30 seconds to go, although that could be very risky. Oh, calmness personified across the back, and this has opened things up pretty well for Beeston. Playing the ball forward. And it is a Reading ball, and I'm sure that will see out the first half with 10 seconds to go.
Well, I can't fault Beeston's energy. They're trying their hardest to get right back into this game. And I think the Reading have combated that well with their patience and their steady build-up. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half pans out. But certainly Beeston need to have a lot more control in the build-up play and not so many turnovers. And I'm sure Reading will carry on in the same pattern, just waiting for the opportunities, which will be fewer, but which will definitely crop up in the second half.
It has been a slow burner, but things have really picked up. It is Beeston 1, Reading 2 at the end of the first 35 minutes of play. You can see how close to the end of the half Reading scored their opener. It was Charlie Ellison from the penalty corner, sweeping it up and beyond Simon Hudgman in the Beeston goal. Reading then getting a second through Andrew Oxborough, following a terrific pass from Lewis Gittins there on the left-hand side. His driving ball across was tucked away by the Reading number 9. Chris Proctor, though, did very well to trap the ball, chop the ball over the defender, then fire it low into the goal for Beeston's first goal of the game. So It's a game which any team can take, but it's Beeston 1, Reading 2 at the end of the first half on BeeTV.
Hi, I'm Steve Parker from FHP Living, with the sales agents down here at Trent Basin, a stunning mixed development of apartments and quality homes set directly on the riverfront. If you'd like any more information or to arrange a viewing, please contact us at the office or have a look on our website.
When you succeed,
We succeed.
so we listen.
We tailor. And we invest in you.
We are innovators.
We deliver results.
And world-class service.
We are always developing you.
Learning and growing.
And getting better at what we do.
Supporting your business.
We make technology effortless
And more than just a means to an end.
We're the team who serve.
and advise you.
All to help you achieve.
And surpass your goals.
We're super.
We're honest.
And go the extra mile.
We're winners.
And team players.
And together,
We're the managed service provider.
We're Air IT.
We're Air IT.
we're Air IT.
You're number one for IT and comms.
I played at the highest level for Holland since I was 17. First you start as a talented little girl and just go and play, and now you really have to carry the team. A lot of the media, they always write things about you, but it's not important. I know what I can do, and the people that I really care about, they always believed in me. And I've always been a fighter. Even when you think you can't go anymore, you just keep on going because of your team. My position in the field is important, but without the others, I'm a no one. Speed is very important. There isn't room for error actually. It's just me, opponents and my teammates. You have to give it your all, no mercy. Every competition we play, you just want to win. When you step on the podium, it's just the best feeling in the world. It is hard to dare and dream about winning, but we know if we play well, we can beat anyone.
Welcome back to BeeTV on a soggy Saturday here. Premier Division hockey, Beeston 1, Reading 2. Intriguing first half which came alive towards the end. Reading taking a 2-goal lead. Beeston pulling one back through Chris Proctor towards the end. A quick update if you have been watching. A player for Reading, Connor Roberts, went off injured in the first quarter here. I understand he's now off to hospital. Best wishes from everyone else at BeeTV for Connor Roberts of Reading. Best of luck to you. We've had those half-time team talks, so we're expecting one team talk. Beeston probably had a very different one.
Yep, I think their energy in that last 5 minutes has led to that goal. There's no doubt that they were pushing very hard to get back into it quickly. I think Reading will be wanting to keep the same patterns of play going, because it's been a patient build-up for them again, as we're seeing here, and that's worked very nicely. They need to be careful that they don't get caught on the ball at any stage, particularly that Chris Proctor's playing.
So starting the second half, it is Beeston attacking towards the car park, and it is Reading attacking towards the boulevard end. Left to right, it is Reading's direction of play, Beeston's direction of play, right to left as we look at it in the from the camera. Big cheer's just gone up from somewhere. Wondering where that came from. That was an enormous cheer that came out of nowhere. Nice turnover work. Things are starting to open up, but just beyond the stick of Chris Proctor there. Reading ball in a difficult position for them to get out of.
Yeah, you can see an obvious intent from Beeston is to see that ball with Chris Proctor. I think he's got the pace and the skill to get round one, maybe two defenders and get his shots away, so they'll be keen to get the ball to him up high. They've got to work out how to get through the midfield in control of the ball.
Aerial ball taken nicely by Marshall. Marshall runs into a little bit of space, tries to play it through Reading's captain Kieran O'Connell.
Good work back from Lucas Ward there, he's picked that up well. And this is good connections going on here.
Yep, determined start to the second half from the hosts. Captain Joe Sharp battles his way through, finds a pass and finds Toby Stanley. Stanley over the ball, plays it back, maintains possession. Marshall across and then forwards, continuing the run. Lucas Ward. Ward just beyond him. Beeston ball. Decent couple of moments this one for Beeston.
Yes, and a bit of an idea from Lucas as how to get out of a tight right-hand side there. He got the ball past the defender. It's given him the free hit.
Not a lot of movement in black, although things have very fortunately, I think, found a way through. Ward. That's very close to being turned over and is. And then Reading lose the ball themselves. It's
catalogue of errors in the midfield. That's going to be an interesting little area.
Popped up. Another Beeston ball. Taken quickly on the run into the circle. Could this be a shot on goal? It is.
Good
and
effort.
It's been blocked. Reading can't get it away. And they do now. Very quick thinking from Beeston, almost rewarded.
Yep. Just travelling a bit wide for Lucas to get his reverse stick shot to be that powerful, although there's a possibility to cross that to the far post. Didn't quite work for him.
The ball stuck in the netting just in front of us here in the chapel. You can see goal. Kieran O'Connell gets us going again from a Reading perspective. Reading settling into a passing pattern across the back. Nice release out of pressure from Peter Scott. Scott.
Again, patience. He's worked it out. He wasn't going to get that feed. And there's the chance to get down one of the flanks.
Scott was lingering, but the pass doesn't find him. Pushed along towards the right side of the field.
Good skills.
Yep, Joe Sharp doing well. With it now, Blumfield. He will get the reserve pass, I'm sure, and
Good.
he does. Blumfield is tipped over. Free hit in a very, very attractive position for Beeston.
Yeah, another good counter-attack build up by Beeston.
Flicked out to the right, back into the circle. That's a foot, though, unfortunately, from Beeston, and that goes to waste.
Tight areas to make those sorts of connections, particularly with the Reading, the way they've been defending. I think most of Beeston's success in the first half was sort of through the inside right channel down the right-hand side. They found it difficult through the middle of the park to create opportunities, so they'll probably look to do that a bit more, I think.
Sideline ball for the Bees. Can't stress how important it is from the Beeston point of view to get a result today. As things stand, this result would put Reading above Beeston, and Reading would move off the bottom of the table. The way that the results could go today could be that Beeston are replacing Reading at the bottom of the table. There's an awful lot of hockey still to play, but that danger is very much there. Beeston working with that, and that's a decent pass. Can this be fired on goal? It's an unusual shot. And did that hit the back of the stick?
I think it did, yeah. There's got to be more composure and quality in those situations. That's a lot of space to have in the D. Doesn't crop up that often. You need to be much better with your basics in that situation.
He'll be disappointed with that connection.
Yeah.
You can see that he thought he was going to be on the highlight reel tonight.
First thing for a forward really is to possess that ball strongly. And if he's got any doubt about doing that, he needs to just take a bit longer.
Yes, take another touch, get closer to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper wasn't rushing out. Chris Wyver in the Reading goal today. Played in every game so far. Same for Beeston's #1, goalkeeper Simon Hojman.
Yes, I don't think anybody would criticise you for taking that extra touch a little bit longer, as opposed to just giving the ball away or producing something that's not high enough quality.
Reading come away with the ball. Kieran O'Connell spreads out to the left-hand side. Quick update for you. In the start of the game, you saw the... Just breaking off there for a second. You saw Jamie Rawlings credited as being number 28. He's the player who now has the 0 on his back. So that is Jamie Rawlings. He's the player with 0 on the back. We expected him to be 28. He's now 0.
Shirt problems, obviously, in the travel.
Always pays to keep a spare shirt.
Yes.
Beeston slowing things down a little bit, inviting the solo press from Reading. They've made their way through it fairly well, although the pressure is starting to mount. They can't find a way through that, and Reading turn it over. As they attack down the left-hand side, there's a runner, and that is Fred Newbold, who's making his way to the circle. Although his run is in vain, Beeston have possession of the ball over halfway once again. That's another turnover.
I know these are the moments that are going to matter. Taking minutes out of the game because you can't build up a quality enough attack.
Because there's a mass interchange of players for Reading taking place now. Fresh legs. It's like pass the parcel out there at the moment of the ball. Nobody wants it, do they? And an example there of a risky pass which almost was intercepted, and through to a lot of good effort from Matthew Cruikshanks, developed something reasonably good for Beeston. Ball out of play, home ball, left-hand side. Sharp, captain, with a little bit of a wave of the magic wand.
Wayward pass into Lucas Ward there.
Composed stick there to stop the travel of the ball. This has been an incredibly open 5 minutes, both sides. Into the circle, and that's a Beeston free hit just outside the circle.
Good position, bit of alertness needed from the three forwards.
Taken it quickly when maybe leaving it was maybe in the option. It's bounced, then fired into the side over the goal. Decent shot, but it's just
very
not trouble.
tight angle, so it's got to be pretty accurate to find the goal there and beat the keeper. But on the counter-attack stuff, one of the bonuses of holding the ball up on the forward line is that you can then build opportunities to win corners. Whereas if you just thrash the ball off the back of the net or into the side netting, then you don't get that chance. So you need those forwards to be just as precise on the ball as you would expect your midfield players to be.
Well, yes, there is a second prize there.
Yes.
Yes, you can either, it's not you win the gold or nothing at all. There's always gold, silver, bronze. And yeah, the silver medal would have been the penalty corner.
And you see some of the top strikers, they'll take that time if it's necessary. Good mix of first-time shots and holding up the ball. That's unlucky. Good work from Chris Proctor there.
Another Reading possession. Taking a little bit of time over this one. It's not time wasting, it's just wiping off a few seconds here and there. Professional.
Yeah, that's been Reading's style. They've been good in their build-up.
Nice tussle for that. Beeston come away with it. Not for very long. Reading take it to the baseline. Pops up into the air. Very, very busy. Beeston, though, have one possession back.
Yeah, very difficult to get out of that corner unless you're extremely accurate, or as Robbie Gleeson's done there, he's found a deflection. This is where the quality build-up needs to be, in the central areas of the pitch. Accurate passing, speedy.
Going full length to block the ball through. Decent defending from Reading.
It's very tiring if you keep turning the ball over, because you're just doing shuttle runs for the whole afternoon, really, and that just wears you out. There's a chance.
Things could be opening up here for Beeston. Can this be turned into a shooting opportunity? It is. Good block with the feet from Chris Wyver. Ball still live, and the umpire has indicated penalty corner for Beeston. Good passage of play for the home side. Let's see what happens here.
I think Henry Croft nearly created the space he was after, but just fell for him there. Did well there. Well watched by Chris Wyver in the goal.
Yes, Griffiths forcing the free hit.
And that's that little bit of composure. I think there's an element of deliberate intent on Gaz Griffiths' part to get the corner.
Going for the second prize.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the shot on goal would have been difficult and possibly saved, because the goalkeeper was set, winning the PC. Let's see, this is the third for Beeston. Muss's law of three comes to play here. We're expecting Beeston to score.
Elliot Heibel's not on the pitch, so I think there's a little fall to Richard Lawrence.
Lawrence, who's already looking very good at the goal, and that's fired in. It's swing at the ball, an awful lot of noise just in front of us.
Yes, Chris Wyver again, who read that very nicely. He's made that look a very easy save. I think it was a easy-ish sort of a height for him, but he's watched it all the way. The follow-up swing and a miss at sort of waist height is not going to actually be very hopeful, I don't think. So Reading back in control.
Getting closer, though, Beeston. That's their third. So really, they're overdue a penalty corner goal.
This is where I'd like to see a little bit more pressure from, in this case, Richard Lawrence, just on that receiving defender, because there's an opportunity to pinch the ball in much more dangerous areas. A couple of situations then when it could have been pressed harder. A little bit more threatening there from Chris Proctor.
And that has been turned over. Converting it into an attacking opportunity is the job here. That's just in front of the goalkeeper. Wyver's come out and kicked it a heck of a long way. Wise decision.
Yeah, it was a good threaded ball through from Richard Lawrence, but a bit too overplayed. So Beeston Ford couldn't get on the end of it.
All the way around the other end, and did very, very well in the Beeston defence to avoid.
Stephen Lawrence has done well to keep that off his feet, as you say, Andy. That's
he's avoided the silver medal. Some of the Reading coaching team not too thrilled. Arms aloft, hands on head at the moment. There's still an awful lot of play. We're about 20 minutes away from the end of the game. I don't think we've seen the end of the scoring, but Reading in the last 10 minutes or so haven't really threatened too much. The threat has really been with Beeston, but can either side convert their opportunities into more goals? That is the question.
I think Reading's game plan remains the same. They want to be good in defence and take any opportunities as they present. Beeston's style is that of counter-attacking, and they're looking for that bit of precision that gets them into the D with an opportunity for a free shot.
Crowd scene, long burst of the whistle. Umpire indicates Beeston ball.
Always look at the players off the ball in these situations. In the D, are they moving? Are they looking for space? Are they ready? If that cross comes in, will they be ready to receive it?
Griffiths is moving now towards the ball. He was in an awful lot of space there. It is a bit crowded in that final third.
One of the problems,
it's all the way over the baseline.
I think if you get all your players heading from the D towards the guy on the ball, then it just takes defenders with it and gets very tight and cramped. They could almost have done with hanging off.
We will have three-quarter time very soon indeed. 52.5 minutes will have to have elapsed before three-quarter time to happen. We're about 90 seconds away from that moment. This will be a brilliant time for either one of these teams to score. Reading probing, going the long way around, finding the space. At least trying to. And they've come away with the ball here.
Yeah, Beeston have not managed to upset any of Reading's transfer work at the moment, and that is going to be something they're going to need to do.
Still 17.5 minutes plus for Beeston to find an equaliser. And from their point of view, also looking for a winner as well. From the Reading perspective, 17.5 minutes to ride out. It's not as if they've weathered an enormous storm, have it?
No, I think they're very measured in what they're doing defensively. They've picked up a lot of good stuff, spoiled Beeston's counter-attacks well.
Loose ball. Reading's attack stalled for a moment.
Beeston will become forced to be a little bit more open as the time goes off in the last quarter.
Aniston, that one drifts all the way through. And in fact, there is the three-quarter time whistle. Beeston 1, Reading 2. Just the one goal in it. Beeston with slightly the edge, but no cutting edge in that third quarter.
I think that's a great way of describing it, really. They've been there, they've had the player on the ball travelling well, Robbie Gleeson, Chris Proctor, for instance. They've had opportunities in the D for shots that haven't come off, and Chris Weaver for Reading has done very well in goal.
Yep, so 3 quarters down, 1 quarter to go. This is the way the rest of the competition looks at the moment. East Grinstead 2, Exeter University 2, which is important because that would take University of Exeter above Beeston as things stand, and that would put Beeston at the bottom of the table if this game were to complete as it is. Brooklands Manchester University 1, Old Georgians 3. They're into the 58th minute there. And as you can see, we are at Beeston 1, Reading 2. All important. That table doesn't make good reading for Beeston. They've got 17.5 minutes to turn things around.
Yeah.
This time next week, though, we'll be having a quick, all eyes will be on Lee Valley. One more push. Time to get your tickets for the Great Britain Olympic playoff qualifiers, 2nd and 3rd November, next Saturday and Sunday at Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. BeestonHockeyClub.com/Olympic qualifiers is where you need to head to buy your tickets. See you there. Beeston 1, Reading 2, 17.5 minutes. Throw caution to the wind, Steve?
Well, I think they've got no choice, really. They've got to make sure that they get this equaliser at least. 17.5 minutes to get 2 goals to win the game without giving anything away is a tall order, and so far they've had plenty of opportunities to score but not taken them. Something's going to have to happen from somebody in a Beeston shirt.
Going 17.5 minutes separates Reading from their first win of the season and now. And also 17.5 minutes separating Beeston going to the foot of the table. So stakes couldn't be much higher than this.
No, they couldn't. Chris Proctor's on a bit of a mission here, but
he's energised. He's put the ball into a decent shooting position. 2 players over there got into each other's way a bit.
Got a bit harder than that on the ball. They had it in the D.
Yeah, Wyver though did well to come out, so good play from the goalkeeper there, being a nuisance. Decent run out of defence this. Lewis Giddens, he was the player that supplied the pass for Andrew Oxborough's the second goal of the game. Beeston rolled the ball into Chris Proctor, and that's another penalty corner for Beeston. We were expecting the third one to be the one that they scored.
Yes,
this is the fourth
so
one, a penalty corner is penalty corner goal is overdue. Talk us through this one, Steve.
Well, I think again the build-up play is nice and rapid, and those quick passes have worked all game. It's just this last pass that hasn't, and there we go, it is in place that time. Chris tried to get his shot off, and I'm just looking at the free player, feeling there was probably another pass in the process to get a certain goal.
The umpires having a chat and absolutely confirmed between Lee Barron and Gareth Perry that it is a penalty corner, reconfirming that by pointing again at the frame of the goal.
Yes. It's just that little bit of awareness in the D. If there is a dead cert pass, you should know about it. Can't fault Chris Proctor for trying. He's already scored one great reverse stick shot.
Indeed. Elliot Highball also, you can see, lingering around the edge of the circle as well. Number 9 and towards the right of your picture as well. Also Chris Proctor is there. Or will it be another player? We'll see. Here comes the delivery. It's whipped in. Proctor swips it back to Highball, and that one is wide. Nice effort.
Yeah, they tried to move, and with the result being it was to fall to Elliot, but the Reading runners saw that well and got a stick in. It's been deemed to have just gone straight off the back, so again, another opportunity drifts away.
Very overdue, that goal there.
Yes, yeah. Well, as we say, Beeston have no opportunity but to try to force this now, because time ticks away. So the more concentration and control they can have, the better. They've got Elliot Highball and Chris Proctor playing high.
Indeed, they are the two furthest forward, as you watch on your screen at home. Nice turnover again. Blumfield tries to shield the ball, and has won a Beeston free hit. Umpires again, quick burst on the whistle to say everybody calm down, make sure you're 5 metres away as well. Towards the baseline, flicked in towards the circle, trapped again, fired in again across the face of goal. It's gone through. Reading ball, they are forcing it.
Yes, readiness in the D again, a tricky one because it was in the air as it went across. Again, somebody has got to take the opportunity if they're going to get back into this.
Beeston ball there to surprise from the Reading contingent, although that ball's been turned over, and this invites a counter-attack from Reading. With it is Craig Falconer. His progress is stopped. Reading free hit. Reading now starting to load the boulevard end with blue shirts towards the baseline. Pumped up, then taken down, and it's a free hit from outside of the circle. And I tell you what, Craig Falconer was dreaming about smashing that ball into the back of the net. Peter Scott finds a way into the circle. Good composure, long corner. There's the umpire signal. Reading will have the ball.
Having to do a lot of defending. I question that restart from Robbie Gleeson a few moments ago that led to this pressure.
Leaving it, it is Adam Miller. Miller rides one challenge, slips the ball inside. It's still loose in the circle and out of harm's way briefly. It's going to come back again. Falconer.
Yeah, Beeston not doing very well at offloading the pressure at the moment. Their passes are inaccurate.
Intercepted. It's still very, very chaotic there in the Beeston defence. It's like pinball at times, although Proctor does make a steadying touch there and releases. Look at that pace from Holtmans. Holtmans does well to control the ball. Can he invite a teammate in? What has he won? He has won, I think, a long corner, looking for the umpire signal. Good, nice vision from Proctor, and also good running late in the game. Fired in towards the circle. It's been picked up. Big appeal there. Ball still
right on the edge of the D.
Ball still live, but it isn't. 14 minutes to go. can't find that position to find the shot. Still Beeston though, dialing up the pressure.
Reading can make this very difficult by keeping all their players back defensively, and they're stepping out quickly. Just wasting minutes for Beeston.
We saw a week ago Buckingham, in the game where Beeston's women were 2-0 up, withdraw their goalkeeper. Would this be something Beeston's men would be considering, or is that not an option today?
They will think of it right towards the end of the game, I'm sure. Desperate measures really when you have to do that. There's still time to create something more positive.
Reading ball.
It's just not falling right for the Beeston players. Chris Proctor doing so much work to try and get on the end of something.
He's put a shift in today.
He has, yeah.
In fact, that's as good a time as any to invite your suggestions for player of the match, courtesy of Riley Wealth Management. It's Riley Wealth Management's sponsorship of the game today as well, so thanks again to Riley Wealth Management. Your sponsors, your suggestions for player of the match, tweet them to @officialBHC, @officialBHC. Who stood out for you? Reading player, Beeston player. Who's done it for you today? Your nominations to @officialBHC. Thank you. Looking forward to your nominations. Reading, though, looking for what could be a killer third goal here.
Yeah, this is what I think has been Reading's strength today. They've, just looking at that then, that was 12-13 passes. Well, that steals a lot of time and makes life very difficult. The work rate that Beeston are having to do just to try to get back on the ball is a heavy workload. Doesn't leave you with a lot of energy left for the goal scoring that's needed. Again, Reading doing the same thing. Patient play, keeping the ball. And even when they do get on the end of it, it falls to Reading because they've set up right and their passing's been accurate.
Indeed. So, given the performance that we've seen for Reading, I think it'd be fair to say that the bottom isn't their position. And it's a little bit of an unfair position for them, given the game that we've seen from them today.
Yep.
Holtman's trying to engineer something again. Low ball, taken nicely. Sharp, lays it off. Nice take. That's Peter Scott, I think, who picked the ball out. I think he's still going with it as well, number 10.
So when you're faced with Reading defenders who are low, wide stance, it's hard to force that ball through. And even if it does get through, it's very hard for the forward to control. The build-up needs to be off a quality counter-attack, I think.
Gleeson, here he is. Rides one challenge. Can he get a pass away? Yes, he gets the give and go again, although his progress is halted and the ball drifts out of play for Reading.
I think that could have been read differently by Lee Barron there. He was definitely impeded in getting onto the pick-up of the pass as it was passed forward again.
9.5 minutes left. You're watching BeeTV. Beeston 1, Reading 2. Premier Division hockey in England. And it looks like Reading are forcing their way through for potentially a third goal. Into the circle they go, and just fortunately from a Beeston perspective, the umpire's whistle blocks the play just outside the circle. Bounces up, long corner.
It's too early in the game for Beeston to switch off. There's plenty of time to get back into this and even win it, but they just need to keep focused, work hard, see if they can get that break.
An equaliser now psychologically would mean an awful lot for Beeston. It would make that table much better reading for them.
It's just working hard to get this possession back. It's Reading doing extremely well at keeping it away from Beeston at the moment. It's almost like everything is working in Reading's favour, but that's because they're doing things properly.
Ball sticking in defence. Not coming out yet for Beeston. Good pressure. Nice little trick.
Again, not quite. Reading doing very well to repossess that again.
He's done well,
Good
Sharp.
work from Joe Sharp.
Sharp finds a teammate, and it's Proctor. All very, very busy just in front of the camera here. Sideline ball just in front of the chapel. Sharp wastes no time, goes long, it bounces, nice control. Proctor spins nicely into the circle. It's loose. Can this be turned into a shot? It is placed towards the goal. It's still live in the circle. That's a penalty. I thought it was a penalty corner. It's live. Real crazy defence, and it is turned in!
Yes, they've got it.
And it is Proctor. Brilliant turn and shot from close in. Great pressure from Beeston, second of the game for him. And that's his 5th goal of the season. Chris Proctor hauling Beeston back onto level terms.
Well, it took them a while to get the shot right, and or the pass, and there it was. It just Chris Proctor waiting, nobody marking him at that point, and was able to put it under the keeper.
I was keeping a close eye on the umpire because I thought he was about to award a corner at least 2 different occasions.
I agree.
So, but yeah, terrific stuff, all important stuff. That would put Beeston on 4 points and leave Reading on 2. So Reading, as things stand, would stay bottom of the table. Still early in the season, but as I was saying, psychologically important, and that they pull themselves back up.
Now they've got to be careful, because
there'll be a
few moments where the energy is with Reading, and that's the way to do it. Take the ball away, not give it away.
Now, it's a change in the mindset. Beeston have been all go for the last 15 minutes.
Yes, yeah.
Now you've got a different mindset. You've got to withdraw a little bit, take the time.
Well, I think they've got to get that balance right, because they don't want to expose themselves to any risk, but equally they'll want to go and press for this winner. And the right-hand side attacks look to me to be the way to do it.
Anything can happen in the next 6 minutes or so. Into the circle, the ball is, but Reading have possession of it. Clip ball out.
That's where the tackle needs to be made, much closer to the Reading player.
The Bees have possession. Little 1-2 off the sideline.
Penalty corner for Beeston would be nice now, but that's going to come off a solid build-up. That's good space.
Indeed, you're not going to get a PC here unless it's in exceptional circumstances. Also, it's been a very clean game.
Yep.
Not seen a card yet today. Little nibble ball forward. Just can't find a way through to a black stick.
Reading watching carefully as that ball was fed into the D.
Gittins as well, making a nuisance of himself. Frustrated that he didn't get either the decision or possession of the ball. Beeston, big cheer for them as they go into the final quarter of the field. Maintaining possession, Proctor looked for that pass. It's a lofted ball into the circle, taken down first time.
Great care needed there, real great care. That's very straightforward to pick up.
Another turnover. Beeston really stepping on the gas now, although
what a
that's
mistake.
picked off as well. If you're a neutral, this game is box office. If you're a fan of either side, you've chewed your nails down to the knuckles.
Alex Blumfield's opportunity to make a killer pass there, and he missed it.
Reading, things have opened up for them here. Penalty, corner, Reading.
Crucial moments, and while they sit and watch back the video later for training purposes, they'll look at that pass in the middle of the park.
So much space opening up for Max Heaver. Heaver out to the right-hand side. Here he is again, and he goes to ground, and that's the award of the penalty corner. Can Reading find the third goal that would put the gravy on their dinner for the day?
Yeah, 2 moments in Beeston's attack there. The little aerial over to Toby Stanley was a missed trap, and the missed pass in the middle of the park has given this opportunity to Reading, and so Beeston are going to have to make sure they defend this well. If they do defend it well, it can often be the case that it might just lead to the counter-attack that Beeston need. But first and foremost, they've got to stop this flick.
You've got to defend it. Max Heaver is going over to inject the ball. Earlier on, it was Charlie Ellison that scored. He was number 3. Is he in your picture? Let's see. It's out. Played in, and good solid pad from goalkeeper Hujwan. It's still live. Umpire had his whistle to his lips there. A long corner for Reading. Danger still not over.
Yeah, it's still there, the danger. They need to get a bit of possession.
Played in nicely. Fired towards the goal. Swing and a miss. That should relieve the pressure.
This is the break that's needed.
Gareth Griffiths doing well to take the ball as far as they can out of the danger area. 2 minutes to play. Nice take, although it's been picked up again from
such
Reading.
an important moment again. You should know in advance that you're going to be closed down quickly.
Gittins runs into a crowd scene. Reading ball. Final shout for player of the match at official BHC. You've got 20 seconds or thereabouts to put your nominations in for the Riley Wealth Management player of the match. We'll let you know very soon when we get the official word. Final nominations just coming through now for your player of the match. With it, Captain O'Connell intercepted.
Good pass off there from Alex Bloomfield.
And there's a little bit of space here. Proctor lofts the ball, bounces, taken down nicely. Umpire looking for a foot there.
Yes,
but there was not one.
Bobbly ball, and Elliot Hybel got himself in a position to get the shot away, but didn't quite hit it cleanly.
Here is the 69th minute. We can tell you that the Riley Wealth Management player of the match, drum roll, is Chris Proctor for Beeston. Beeston's number 21. Chris Proctor is the Riley Wealth Management player of the match.
The last chance, I think.
Big shouts of despair from the Reading players. Joe Sharp has the ball. 30 seconds to play.
Need something from this.
In the context of the season, a point would be enormous for Beeston. 3 points would be better, but to being 2 goals down, to pulling it back to 2-2, it would be very big for them. Beeston ball, 15
they need to
seconds
upgrade
to play.
this, and they haven't got long.
It's at the baseline. Big blow of a whistle.
Time's gone, I think, but there was a corner. They thought there was a corner there on the line.
The hands. The umpire pointing to his whistle, and I've never seen a game end like this. No. This is quite odd. But everyone shaking hands. It is all over. Beeston 2, Reading 2. Lots of finger pointing and handshaking. It is such an odd end to the game.
Yes, that's right. I mean, Beeston pushing very hard there to get something out of the last 2 or 3 minutes, having got the equaliser late on. There was still time in the game. It didn't fall for them. They had a chance with Elliot Hybel's shot. And I think Chris Proctor felt he'd got that foot early enough for a corner to be given, but according to our clock, it was spot on. So
there we go. So Beeston 2, Reading 2. This is the story of the game. The away side taking the lead in the 17th minute, right at the end of the first quarter, through Charlie Ellison firing a penalty corner into the goal. First penalty corner goal of the season for Reading. And then a second from Andrew Oxborough, not to take away from the fine work from Lewis Gittins, who ball across was delicious beyond the goalkeeper and turned in for 2-0. Chris Proctor then pulling one back from a great bit of work to release himself and then fire the ball low into the goal, and then Proctor again after an awful lot of chaos in the circle to make it 2-2. So from being 2 down to bring it back to 2-2, great performance from the Bees, although doubts and anxiety still linger overall about the direction of the season.
Yes.
Let's have a quick look at the other games whilst we're still on. completed. It's the second 2-2 of the day. East Grinstead 2, Exeter University 2 finished earlier on. It's all over in Manchester. Brooklands Manchester University 1, Old Georgians 3. Still to come tonight, Surbiton, Holcombe and Hampstead and Westminster versus Wimbledon. This isn't it for BeeTV. We're back here tomorrow for the women. It's the local derby between Beeston and Loughborough. Looking forward to that one. The men are next in action. It's Holcombe away in 2 weeks' time in the 10th of November. One more push for the tickets, by the way. Next weekend, it is Great Britain time. Get yourself down to Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre where hockey history happens. Maybe you can be the difference and cheer on Great Britain's women and men as they take on Chile and Malaysia for a place at Tokyo 2020. Head over to beestonhockeyclub.com/Olympic qualifiers. It's been a great game.
Yeah, very good game, enjoyable, and as you said earlier, if you're a neutral fan, for that will be an exciting game to watch. Good fight back from Beeston, two contrasting styles. Thought Reading did very well with their passing game, Beeston quite well with their counter-attack stuff, and it's got them the draw, which is what they needed.
Indeed. A point on the board for the Bees and for Reading. It's been a pleasure keeping you company, and more and more neutrals tune in all the time. Thank you from the Andy Day, the hot seat at BeeTV. We'll be back here tomorrow for Beeston versus Loughborough in the Women's Premier Division. Bye for now. Beeston having to go back to come forward here. And space is opening up just in front of us here. There was an option to try and find Alex Blumfield, and here he is. He picks up the ball. He's making his way towards the circle. Heibel with a shot, and he slides, and that's gone against the Beeston attacker. You're in the box seat because it's a very, very wet and horrible day. I suppose there's an awful lot of people watching in the bar today. Chris Proctor picks up the ball here, makes his way towards the right-hand side. Good pass, and he's back inside again. Proctor again plays it off the goalkeeper, and then another good save from close range. And the umpire has spotted a foot. And a half. There's a slip there. Hopefully, so that's almost to exactly the point where the play went down.
Good hit, good pinch.
Can he slide the pass in? Yes, this is a shooting opportunity through the goalkeeper and into the back. I thought it was almost all the way through. Long corner suddenly changes. Is it going to work for them?
Well, there's no doubt that Beeston can create counter-attacks off mistakes in these kind of situations. But as I say, I keep going back to the same point, really. It's what they do after that.
It's opened up here, and that's popped in front of goal. Important touch.
Penalty corner.
Let's see how this one plays out. To inject the ball. That's the number on the shirt on the back. I can't make that out, I'm afraid, but we'll wait to see how this one plays out. Here's Reading's first penalty corner of the game. Fired in, and then it is into the goal, and it is Charlie Ellison. Sideline ball. Chris Proctor's the closest to it, and plays the self pass and continues his run. It's fallen kindly for him. Player goes to ground, and that is a penalty corner for Beeston. Second for the game for them.
Been pushed over, I think.
Forwards, it seems like they're not quite on the same wavelength
No.
for the Beeston team.
Such an important part of the game, those connections between the lanes.
Oh, nicely
that's a very good
picked
pick-up.
off. Gleeson doing very well indeed. He's done great, and that's unfortunate because he played it off his own. Gleeson did very well and just underweighted that ball forward and given possession away. Reading flying forward through Gittins. Gittins here drives the ball across the face of goal, and that's been turned in for two.
That has to be classed as a very good goal. They've done everything right there.
Does very well, maintains the move going forward. Switched out to the left. Pressure starting to build from a Beeston perspective. Nice chop. And that's shot towards the goal, and that is in. Goal. That is the first goal for Beeston. Terrific goal, low and hard into the goal. Beeston 1, Reading.
It's going to be an interesting little area.
Popped up. Another Beeston ball. Taken quickly on the run into the circle. Could this be a shot on goal? It is.
Good
and
effort.
It's been blocked. Reading can't get it away. Well, they do now.
It's very tiring if you keep turning the ball over because you're just doing shuttle runs for the whole afternoon, really, and that just wears you out. There's a chance.
Things could be opening up here for Beeston. Can this be turned into a shooting opportunity? It is. Good block with the feet from Chris Wyver. Ball still live, and the umpire has indicated penalty corner for Beeston.
Elliot Heibel's not on the pitch, so I think there's a little fall to Richard Lawrence.
Lawrence, who's already looking very good at the goal, and that's fired in. It's swing at the ball, an awful lot of noise just in front of us.
Yes.
Lewis Gittins, he was the player that supplied the pass for Andrew Oxborough's the second goal of the game. Beeston rolled the ball into Chris Proctor, and that's another penalty corner for Beeston. We were expecting the third one to be the one that they scored. Yeah. Beeston ball there to surprise from the Reading contingent, although that ball's been turned over, and this invites a counter-attack from Reading. With it is Craig Fulton. Still live in the circle. That's a penalty. I thought it was a penalty corner. live. Real crazy defence, and it is turned in!
Yes, they've got it.
And it is Proctor. Brilliant turn and shot from close in. Great pressure from Beeston. Second. If you're a neutral, this game is box office. If you're a fan of either side, you've chewed your nails down to the knuckles.
Alex Blumfield's opportunity to make a killer pass there, and he missed it.
Reading, things have opened up for them here. Penalty corner, Reading that scored. He was number 3. Is he in your picture? Let's see. It's out, played in, and good solid pad from goalkeeper Hujwan. It's still